This is your captain speaking. Just seeing if anybody is out there. And yeah, if you could let me know if you hear me. I think you should hear me. I just tested it on my phone. The only thing is, let's see. Oh, I think I know how to do this. I think I know what to do. Let's see. Oh, I think this could work, everybody. Hmm. If anybody's out there and wants to say hello, I would pull you a card, but I don't think there's anybody there yet. Let's see here. I'm going to go up here. I'm just testing this out here and seeing the delay on my phone. Uh-huh. I see. So for my one person that seems to be watching, I I'm just trying out this tag. I had to do a whole lot of playing around here, and okay. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to my channel. I'm gonna let's see. Why is that happening? Oh, I see. Go like this. I see. Let's see. Why is that happening? Oh, I see. Go like this. Oh. See? Let's see. Why is that happening? Oh, I see. I see. Oh. Okay, mute that. Okay. Anyone out there? This is your captain speaking. And happy Easter, everybody. If that's a holiday you celebrate. If not, happy death rebirth into spring. And yeah, it's been an interesting day where I have spontaneously jumped into some tech areas. This sometimes happens for me. I've been kind of feeling into our situation here, the planetary one, and trying not to react, but to respond. And to respond well, I think we need to move slowly. Move slowly. And I've got some pretty complex text set up here. It says two people are watching. I'm not sure if those are both me. It could be because I'm watching on my phone over here, and that's giving me a sense of it's my monitor. I can see what I look like on YouTube, which is cool. I like that. It's giving me a sense of what's going on here. See, my problem is, oh, it's complex. I've got an old laptop that I'm doing my best with. You know, I'm like that amazing badass in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo novels, who's just she's able to make do with the tech that she has. You know what I'm saying? She just figures it out. She may be down to her last laptop, but she's gonna fucking milk it for what she needs it to do, and that's where I'm at. I've got a 2011 MacBook Air, and this computer just kicks ass. I can't believe it. 9 years old and it's still doing great. I mean, I would like to have a little bit faster processor for uh, a little bit faster processor for editing video content, but I don't know. It's like computers are starting to be like old cars, you know, where it's like you have a just a feeling for the old days when computers weren't so much planned obsolescence. You know what I'm saying? They used to make MacBook Airs like they really cared. I'm sure they still do. But anyway, the problem is I don't have a high def camera on this laptop, and I also don't have a you know another camera, a high def camera that I could plug in with USB or whatever. That's something I'd like to have, but I don't. I have high def cameras on my iPhone and my iPad, and I can make those work for certain things, but not for streaming live video on YouTube. I have some issues. And if there's anybody out there, I'd love to hear from you. If you'd be willing to chat with me, I would answer questions, I would take comments, but it says there's only two of you out there, and those could be both me. I'm not sure if I'm watching myself on the laptop and the phone, but anyway. But I've been wanting to be able to live stream on YouTube to my amazing uh, guests on my Star Cruiser, which I'm going to call the Starship Lola. Star Cruiser Lola, but Starship Lola. I thought calling it the Starship Stelzy was a little, I don't know, it's not modest. I don't feel it's modest. So I think the Starship Lola is very fitting. For those of you who don't know, I have an amazing parrot named Lola. My beloved hawk-headed parrot. She's from the Brazilian Amazon rainforest. And gosh, I love Lola. And I don't know if there's much video content here on my channel where Lola is featured. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you know Lola. If you're my personal friends, obviously, you know Lola. And but if you follow me on Instagram, that's the key place. And I hope there's some of my Instagram followers out there here on YouTube. And yes, what am I trying to say? I've been just trying to figure out what's the best way to go live with people. And I'm going to go live on Instagram later, but I felt inspired to try to figure out the live on YouTube. See, the thing is, you need to have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to get some extra features that open up, and one of those is to be able to go live on an iOS device like an iPhone or an iPad, which would be fantastic because when I can do that, things are going to really pop. One of which will be an HD video camera. But for now, we're roughing it. Hi there, everybody. Hi. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this a little better. So I'm on my desktop and I'm trying to get some lighting going, you know? And this is too harsh, I feel, this lighting. What do I need? I think if I just put the scarf over here, yes, that'll make it a little less harsh. The thing is, this is one thing I'd love to test with anybody that's out there. If there's, oh, who's this? Tessa! Oh my goodness. Can you hear me? I'm so happy it's you. You're here for my first attempt at live YouTube streaming. Makes me so happy. If you're hearing me, Tessa, this is your captain, and I'm trying to beam down a signal to the surface of the planet. Yes, I'm way up in the sky, and I just got a thumbs up from Tessa. That means you're hearing me. And so, really, what's happening here, Tessa, is this is a test run for some YouTube live streaming, which I'm hoping to do in the coming days. That's the plan. And I don't know how I look on camera right now. It's not the best. I feel like the camera's not flattering me. Yeah. Oh, Eric, hey. So nice to see you both. Happy Easter. See, what I've got over here is a monitor. I'm monitoring myself on my iPhone. And that's why I'm looking away. But now I'm looking at you into the camera. I'm going to draw cards for you two. I hope that's okay. I'm going to figure out the right cards for two of my favorite people on planet Earth. And I'm beaming this message down to you from the mothership. I just told everybody that I'm calling this starship the Starship Lola. The Starship Lola. I was calling it the Starship Stelzner, which I realize is maybe not as modest as I try to be. Probably should draw an Osho card as the first card on my first live stream. Who's this going to be for? Mello wants a card. Oh, we got 6 people watching now. This is exciting. I'm loving it. And I've got this tech set up really well, I feel. Because I may not be looking directly at you all the time. I hope that's okay. I hope I can turn to the side. I'm just feeling into this. Happy Easter. Anybody that's joining me live here. Who's that? There's someone extra there, Tessa? We have one other person here too. I like Lola. Well, I'm sure Lola would like to come in here. Maybe I can get her to come in. See, the thing is, Lola does not like this microphone. And I'm assuming that my sound quality is going to be better there. And I really kind of want to do some tech tests here to get the lighting right and the sound right. But I don't think that's what needs to happen now, as long as everybody can hear me. Mello wants a card. Who's the other person there, Tessa? Starship Lola. I love her too, though. What do you mean? See, I can't, if I'm facing the camera, I can't read what you're saying. Because the way I've got this is very advanced tech. I've had to do all the engineering myself. My engineer is out with the COVID. So I'm running things all by myself. The moon just went into Capricorn, everybody. The moon just went into Capricorn. You know what it means? Okay, this is why I'm on. This is why I'm on live. I just realized. It's because I want to let everybody know that they should be getting out in the coming 5 mornings. We got 5 shots to see this. And it's the return of the Council of Elders Super Portal, everybody. Your captain's a little late in getting the message through. I tend to notice things a little slow. I don't want to give myself a hard time, but I Yeah, sometimes I'm a little bit kicked back up here on the deck of the starship. I'm a little kicked back, and I don't notice portals until the last second, but I always try to let you know as far in advance as I can. And so here's your advance warning. The Council of Elders super portal is opening again, like now. If I don't know where everybody is, but if there's anybody, like, let's see, it's 6 p.m. here, it's 3 a.m. in Spain. If there's anybody out there in Spain, in Australia, it's got to be, gosh, what is it there? I think it's past sunrise, so you're out of luck. But if you're in Europe and you're watching me live right now, you could go outside very shortly and see the moon in Capricorn, 25 degrees away from Jupiter, and then that means 31 degrees away from Saturn, and then 39 degrees away from Mars. What does that mean? Five of our friends all in the same part of the sky. The Council of Elders is coming back. They're all within 40 degrees and they're getting together on Easter. And so, I mean, the main thing I want to say to everybody is that it's an opportunity to pray to the Council of Elders this whole week. And we've had a whole month to journey with this kick ass portal that we've been in. Holy shit. Dragon Rider portal, I'll say. Yeah. Mars conjunct Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn. And with my tech, I haven't figured out yet how to share my screen. That's next. I think I'm going to be able to do that, but I'm not there yet. I'm going to be able to figure that out. I feel confident. At least I think so. So, yeah, I may have to pause and get some water. I kind of just threw myself into this like the fool leaping into life. I usually do it that way. It's more fun because the thing is, when you try new things, it's one of the biggest ways to inspire flow states. Mellow. Mellow is the other person I mentioned. I like the name Starship Lola, and I like Lola herself too. Well, of course, I assumed that you like Lola. Most everybody does. So there's another person with Tessa and Eric. You're my entire audience then, maybe. It says I've got 6 people watching, and I know my phone is one of those. So that would mean 5. And I'm not certain if my laptop is another one of those. I don't think my iPad is anybody. No. So what would that be? 3 plus my phone. Even if there's one more person out there at least. Christy Gardner. Hi. Hi, Christy Gardner. Hi there. Hi, Christy Gardner. I'm going to draw cards. I'm going to draw cards for everybody. And I'll probably have some more things to say about this crazy situation that we're in. But happy Easter for those of you who celebrate. For the pagans, happy spring. Fall if you're down under. I'll be right back. want to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? Here's Lola, everybody. Hi. Want to say hi? What do you think? What do you think? I'm going to speak into the microphone. She's going to try to kill the microphone. Let's see. I do this. Lola? Don't eat it. I'm going to put you on my shoulder for a minute. I'm going to do this. I wonder... I'm going to try something. See, wonder if I could this. Wow, this would be cool. Wonder if I could. I'm trying to hook these headphones up so I can use this mic. I want to try something. Just so I can have Lola in here for a minute. Still be able to talk. Oh, wow. Can you hear me now? I'm talking into this leaf. I like that. Hey, Joshua. Yeah, I had to go get some water, Joshua. And I decided to get Lola. Look. What do you think, Lola? Ah, don't. Lola. I named my starship after you. I named the starship after you. Look, you're live on YouTube. You're live. She is 11, Mello. I forget what your name is, Mello. Somebody was trying to tell me here. Mello, you're with Tessa and Eric. And you're Christy? Mello? No. Fairy there. Hi. How's it going? Yes. To explain the text situation, I can't see what you're writing when I look like this. This way I'm staring directly at you. I'm saying hello. But then I can't read what you're saying. Oh, you're alone. Okay, I'm misunderstanding what Tessa was saying. Okay, I'm going to draw the first card. Can you hear me all right? When I'm standing away from the mic, like right now, can you hear me? Is it doesn't sound well? I mean, can you hear me well? That's what I'm trying to ask. If I'm standing like right here, speaking at this volume, can you hear me through this microphone from my headset? That's what I'm asking. Lola's preening. What do you... What do you think about all this, Lola? Okay, the first of the cards from... Okay, Tessa's saying it's okay but not great though. But if I go like this, if I try to like focus on talking into the leaf, I like this. It's like I'm hiding behind a leaf. Oh, Bill, hi. Bill Strider's here, everybody. It's better when I'm up here. That's what you're saying, Josh? Do you like Josh or Joshua or both? Here's the first of the Osho cards. This is what came. This is the last. I drew it before, but it says understanding. It says understanding, and I've got a bird on my shoulder. Lola. So if I talk into the leaf, I mean, that's annoying. I'm not going to actually do that. I'm not going to actually do that. Okay, if I do this, I'm going to try. That's blue light. That's a little more blue, the lighting. And then, Lola, don't bite my ear. This is warmer light. Let's go with warmer light. Whoops. Oh, this is all over the place. Lola. Okay, have patience with me, everybody. Oh, maybe that's it. That's interesting, but that doesn't work. I go like this. Find a stable way of doing this. Maybe that's it. To come down here. Oh, I can come down here and this is my mic. I apologize. I'm really trying to jerry rig this. This is a total jerry rig situation. I've hacked this together and I've got an old 2011 MacBook Air and I have a clip-on mic that goes with the iPhone, but I can't stream live with the iPhone until I've got 1,000 subscribers. So I'm hoping that I'll have 1,000 subscribers soon, but not there yet. Barry there says that's a lot. Now it's great. You're saying like even if I'm here, even if I'm like at this like posture, like standing upright, you can hear me okay? Like right now? Does it sound a lot lighter? Lola, don't bite the iPad. Okay, good, good. Okay, here's the next card then. Actually, it's not going to be an Osho card. Lola, we're going to pick something else. We're going to pick an animal. This is what I'm going to pick from. Lola's, what are you trying to do there, bird? Huh? What, do you have a message for everybody? Whoa. Okay. So whose card is this? I think it's Tessa's card. This is going to be for you, Tessa. This card's for you. This is your animal, Tessa. Oh, it's a loon. Look at that. It's a loon. Wait, oh, the light makes this hard to see. There, it's... Oh, I got it. Okay, the lighting's not great. The lighting's not great. How do I do it? It's hard because of this light. I think you can kind of see it. But it's, okay, it says intuitive. Now I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read it to you. It says, listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude, Tessa. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. I mean, that's the most true thing I've ever heard. You're one of the most unique people ever. And just so everybody knows who's watching, Tessa made me this amazing rattle. Just to make me this amazing rattle, and Lola hates it. She's not trying to kill it yet. So Tessa, I think the message is to be loony. To be loony. Mello, you like the loon as well? Maybe that message is for you as well. Lola, you're restless. Don't poop there. Okay, you be there. Okay. Lola's looking outside. So that was our first card. I have to figure out a better lighting because it's going to reflect. I need matte finish cards. I mean, how's everybody doing out there? It's intense, right? So the main reason I got on, for anybody that's joining live right now, I'm going to be putting this out in different ways, but you got to get outside and see the alignment the next 5 days. It's the moon with Jupiter is going to be the first visible planet with the moon. If you went out tomorrow morning, it would be about 20 degrees away. And then the following morning, Tuesday morning, here in the United States, the moon will be really close to Jupiter, and then Saturn will be a bit further on, about 6 degrees, and then Mars about 8, 9 degrees past that. And the last time the Council of Elders Super Portal was here, back at the beginning of this journey, which for those of you who've been following, I've been talking about the month of March as being really kick-ass, and I have to say, I predicted well. I think I basically predicted it was going to be a kick-ass month. I just didn't quite predict anything like this, of course. But yeah, I used the metaphor of climbing to base camp. The month was about climbing to base camp on our mountaineering expedition for 2020 with our Dragon Rider portal energy all year long, and this is just base camp, everybody. Wow. But the fact that Mars has moved off is moving off. I mean, as I see it, this Mars in the quadruple conjunction with the Mars in the, I'll come over and say hello. I'm not going to just look away. The Mars in the quadruple conjunction with Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. That really has been so kick-ass all of March, but I would say it started to come in at the end of February. But just the whole month of March and the whole last week, just super strong. And what does Mars do? It brings like something really, it aggressively makes vivid whatever it aligns with. This incredibly epic alignment, Mars just kicks it into gear. It kicks its ass, kicks our ass, and boy, it hit hard. It hit home. And I know for me, it's just been really intense, as I'm sure for most people. And I've been just trying to take it in and slow down in any situation that's traumatizing, like what we're dealing with. Any situation where there's massive loss, there has to be a pause and a slowing down. A pause and a slowing down to actually feel into it and feel the feelings that are there and then respond rather than react. And so I've been moving slowly, trying to respond to what's going on. And I feel like I've really been taking it in and starting to understand the nature of this portal that we're traveling. And my main message for this evening is the fact that Mars is moving off right now. As we speak, Mars is a full 8 degrees past Saturn. See, Mars tends to hit hard on the front end. It tends to be a sneak attack, and then it's just like really aggressively doing its thing. Hard in advance often, like where you just like really get hit hard by it. and then it's like you're recovering from the hard hitting energy, and by the time Mars starts to move off, there can be a kind of relaxing of the intensity, which I don't know if I feel that exactly, but there is something palpable in the last few days where it's like, okay, just in terms of like here in the United States, it seems like we might be bending that curve, arcing towards justice. I hope, but I feel that there's likely to be a little less of the acute, extreme, hard hit of what we've been in. I think it's going to be a different energy. But this whole week, Mars is still within range, and it's a different phase of the whole thing. I think this is kind of like the Council of Elders super portal exit, the exit of the Council of Elders super portal. We're still in it, but we're kind of like starting to come back together and integrate. Oh, Lola, you pooped on me. Okay, I'm gonna take Lola. I'll do another card in a minute. I'm gonna move her because this is what she'll do now. Come here. Come here. Say goodnight. Say goodnight to everybody. Ow, don't bite me. Ow, don't bite me. Hey, okay, I'll do it this way. Ow. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. she's she's not wanting to. We're going out. Come on. Come on. Lola's screaming now, of course. I had to get something to drink. This is Lola's favorite drink, actually. So she'd be upset if I were drinking it without her. It's strawberry chia juice smoothie from Trader Joe's, and it has little chia seeds in it, so that might not be good for my appearance. Okay, who's going to get the next card? I'm grateful Mother Nature is getting a break, so I'm grateful that Mother Nature is getting a break that is so critical, and sorry for all those experiencing the sorrows of this time. Yes. Me too. Hey, Mo. Nice to see you. Okay. I think it's time for an Osho card. But the main point here for anybody that's just joining is I'm trying to get everybody to realize that all this week, I really feel it's all 5 days. For me, what is it right now? It's 6, almost 7 p.m. So like 5 hours plus I don't know, yeah, like 10 hours from now, wherever you are in the world, the moon is really moving strongly towards Jupiter and Pluto, which is right exactly next to Jupiter. Right now it's 25 degrees. It'll be about 20 degrees by my morning. I'm hoping the weather is good enough so I can get up and have a chance at seeing what, right now, if you're getting up, let's say, an hour and 15 minutes before dawn, that's a really good time to see everything because by then, uh, Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn, they rise at like 3 a.m. or something right now, and so a couple hours later they're pretty high in the sky, and so if you get out there and the weather's clear enough, uh, about an hour and a half to an hour before dawn, you get to see something that's very special. This doesn't happen very often. You know, Mars conjunct Jupiter, conjunct Saturn. Okay, yes, that can happen every 20 years. But during the time of that, every 20 years that the moon would join it, that would, well, like we're having it twice during this month. So for 1 month every 20 years, there's an opportunity to see this astronomical event. However, we also understand that Pluto is with those four. So it's 5 out of the 10 planets that we focus on, that a lot of astrologers focus on, that I focus on as my primary 10. They're all together, and that's why I'm calling it a council. You know, it feels like a council of half the gods are there right in the same part of the sky, available to make contact with, extend yourself out towards, and then be receptive to whatever comes into your head that might be a loving message of guidance. I think that's what we're talking about. And so tomorrow it's definitely on. 12 hours from now it's definitely on. It's on now. Like I was saying, if you're somewhere right now, it's dark out. Um, well, right now, no, it's not going to be above the horizon until 2 or 3 hours before dawn San Francisco time. I can't quite calculate all of that. There's some advanced astronomy in there, but yeah. But for everyone, I believe, no matter where you are, if you get out 2 hours before dawn, you'll for sure be able to see it. If you get out an hour before dawn, you'll for sure be able to see it. It's just when you get closer to about 45 minutes before dawn, then you start to get the dawn light that can diminish the clarity of especially Saturn and Mars are a little fainter. So anyway, at most you can't see anything like this except twice in a month period every 20 years. But to have Pluto there, as those of you who've been following along here, to have Pluto there at the same time won't happen again for 1,000 years. 1,000 years. So, I mean, it's an incredibly rare moment to extend yourself out all the way to the deepest reaches of the solar system and make contact with Pluto. And then one step back from there, you're making contact with Saturn. And then you come back a little bit further and you make contact with Jupiter. And then you come back a little bit further than that, you're making contact with Mars. And then you come all the way back to the scale of the moon, our precious satellite, and you're making contact with her. And so there's an opportunity all week to be kind of looking towards the moon, and right there within a close distance to the moon, you can be looking at Mars and Jupiter and Saturn at the same time, and then imagining Pluto there as well. And for me, this is the spiritual practice, to actually be in your body, in nature, experiencing yourself in contact with the earth, and at the same time in contact with the entire solar system, but in contact with Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Pluto, and the moon. Gosh, the earth plus those 5. So we're talking about 6 planetary bodies. The Greeks called them planets because they wander. Planet means wanderer. And so we include the sun and the moon when we call them planets. 6 planets all in a line. That's what we're talking about. The Earth with the moon and Mars and Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto all week. Won't happen again for 1,000 years. So this is it. That's why I'm on tonight. Because I didn't make any other videos fast enough to get it out there by email or whatever. So here I am. What's happening? What are people saying? Bill Strider is saying, how about a general strike to show the 1%, the 99% is serious? Feeling Mars, Saturn square Uranus. I'm right there with you. That's what I'm hearing from a lot of my progressive allies. A lot of my progressive allies are calling for a general strike, calling for a rent strike, debt strike, all of it. And yeah, somebody organizes it, I'm on board. I see. You're saying not now, but if Trump doesn't give the people their due money instead of the corporations, well, I'm pretty sure that they're not. Oh, what's this? Siri is going off now. Or, Siri, I'm sorry, but I don't want to hear from you. Over here. So anyway, Bill, I don't know if this is the night for political discussions. I'm not sure if that's where we're going to go. When I'm up on the starship, I try to not get too political. It's only when I'm down on the surface of the planet. Tessa and Mo and Bill. Wow, we've got a nice gathering here. This is nice. Hi, everybody. Mello and Fairy there. Very curious about Fairy there. Are you still there, Fairy there? Are you still there, Fairy there? Fairy there. I love your name. Fairy there. This is a card for you, Fairy there, but it's a card for everybody else. This is a card for everybody. Innocence. Innocence. Look at that. This is the card that Mahadeva Padma created to represent the sun. This is the card, the image that Mahadeva Padma painted for the Osho Zen Tarot deck, and it's how she represents the sun card from the major arcana. It's a very interesting representation. Two key things to note is there's a praying mantis and there are prayer beads, and this person is praying. They're praying to a praying mantis. And the word is innocence. The word is innocence. Praying. I think prayer is humble. It's innocent. It's a willingness to say, I don't know what's going on. It's a new day. Maybe that's what the sun is all about. It's a new day. The sun is rising every day, and it's a new day. Every day is a chance to be innocent and pray to the rising sun. Every day is a chance to be innocent and pray to the rising sun. I think that's what I'm encouraging everyone to do this week. To get up early before dawn and pray to the sunrise. But first, before you get to the sunrise, you're going to see this amazing alignment. So, I mean, you're actually going to see the moon and Mars and Jupiter and Saturn. Okay, so that's 4 visible bodies. And then you're going to stay up and you're going to see the sunrise. So that's 5. And if you know where everything is, you'll know that Mercury is coming up also before the dawn. And so there's a chance to commune with Mercury as well. And Neptune is right there with Mercury. And so one thing I would suggest is, a lot of you that are here know this, but there's great apps for your phone. There's great phone apps where they can show you exactly where all the planets are. I mean, you obviously know where the sun rises. And it's pretty easy to know where the moon is. And if you can track the path of the moon and the sun, that's the ecliptic, and that's the path that all the planets travel around. But anyway, if you have one of these apps, you can just point it to your sky wherever you are. There's a little compass usually. You hit the compass button, it just kicks on to the ecliptic, and it shows you exactly where to look towards the planet, and then you're extending yourself out to the planet and just saying hello. Hi, I'm a part of this Earth planet. I'm connected to Earth. I'm an Earthling. And isn't it amazing to be a part of a solar system together? Saturn? Or Jupiter? Or Mars? Or the moon? I think that's what I'm talking about. And so I have the intention to get out there, and hopefully it'll be clear skies in San Francisco a lot these next 5 days. And I'll try to record some videos out there. It gets tighter, I mean, definitely most vivid on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's coming in on Monday. It's really at its peak Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you know, United States time frame. Might be a little bit later, further east. And then kind of going out on Friday. So it's a kind of wave that's coming in now, building Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it's like, woo, we just went through the Council of Elders super portal, the exit portal. That's what I'm looking for. Here's the next card. Comparison. Comparison. It's a couple of trees. I mean, this is one of my favorite cards in the Osho Zen Tarot deck. One of my favorite cards, and it's a reminder about not going to extremes and not tripping out and like a head trip, comparing one thing is better to another. This is the right thing to do, that's the wrong thing to do. This is better than that. This is superlative and that's inferior. No. It's like bamboo trees are awesome, and palm trees are awesome, and redwoods are awesome, and oak trees are awesome, and baobab trees are awesome, and weeping willow trees are awesome, and cherry trees, and all the trees, they're all awesome. I don't have to make a polarity out of any of them. I love aspen trees, I love apple trees, orange trees, magnolia trees are incredible. And yes. Anyway, the point is there's a middle path beyond extremes. Oh, there's clanging people, Joshua. That's here in San Francisco, you're hearing it? I can't remember if you're in San Francisco. Mo's up here on the starship. Ferry there. You are there. What a great name. Fairies are always there. Fairies are always there. Oh, I don't think we hear it so much over here in the Castro. What happens is, what's the dominant celebration is at 8 p.m. in the Castro. 8 p.m. is when we start howling. We howl. I don't know if we do the 7 p.m. thing so much. Oh, I see. It's not... You have to do pots and pans in Long Beach? Oh, no, this is Christy. Hi, Christy. You can't... it's too noisy in Long Beach. Fairies are always there, says Fairy there. I wish people would howl here. You have to start, Mello. You have to be the first one. Or you trick somebody else into being the first person to howl, and then you get to be the most important person in the process. It's called the first follower. The first follower. So you got to trick somebody else to actually be the first person to howl, and then you become the enthusiastic second person. The enthusiastic second howler. That's when it tends to catch on. There's a great video on YouTube somewhere that says, be the first follower. It's like some dancer who's just being themselves, just being, they're in a concert and this person's daring to dance their own weird dance. and they're looking really weird. But then there's an awesome first follower who gets right up close to that weird dancer and starts being weird with him. And then before you know it, there's 100 weirdos all dancing in a meadow. So anyway, there's a middle path beyond extremes, and oh, there's greedy bastards in the world. See, this is our problem. We've got greedy misers. Oops. Greedy misers. Greedy misers that want to build walls. Oh, it's hard for me to position the camera, so I have to trust that it's visible. That's what I got to do. Okay. There she is. This is a traumatized, greedy person who's stealing the resources of the rest of us. And she's trying to run away with what she has stolen from the masses. And she doesn't realize that she's hurting people. She doesn't realize that she's hurting people, or she's a sociopath, which there are a few of those, unfortunately. But I think she can find healing. That's my hope. I had a message for Easter, by the way. I've got a quote from Jesus. I want to be sure to just read this before I lose any of you. It's Easter Sunday, and so I've got a quote. It's my new favorite quote from Jesus. And where is it? Oh no. I lost my quote. Oh, maybe it's over here. Where is it? It's going to be here. Did I lose my quote? Oh, I had such a great quote from Jesus for Easter. No. Okay, I can find it because I know what I searched for. Here we go. It'll just take me a moment. And then I'll have it for you. This is my special message from Jesus for the world. Here it is. I haven't read the whole Bible. I'm not going to pretend that that's true. Even though I'm a religion scholar, I didn't do all my homework. And so here's Matthew chapter 5, verses 43 to 48, the New International Version. Love for enemies. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven. He causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. If you love those who love you, what reward will you get? Are not even the tax collectors doing that? And if you greet only your own people, what are you doing more than others? And if you greet only your own people, what are you doing more than others? Do not even pagans do that? Be perfect, therefore, as your heavenly Father is perfect. Perfect in loving enemies as thyself. So, I just feel like there's a bunch of Christians out there that seem to have taken over the White House that don't quite understand this particular part of the Bible. That seems to be pretty crucial to me if you're going to really understand Jesus. I believe it's the essence of the whole thing. Love your enemies. Love the ones who it's hard to love. Don't be lazy at loving people. I think that's what Jesus was saying. I'm pretty sure. He wasn't saying hate half of the people or most of the people except for the so-called saved ones. No. Okay, that's the end of my sermon. I've never done a live sermon on the internet before. That was so cool. Happy Easter. Bill's asking, did you ever think of the yellow brick road as the middle path? Maybe it's just me. Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Because of the wonderful things he does. Hmm. The yellow brick road as the middle path. Probably. I don't know. I'd have to think about that, Bill. Is the yellow brick road the middle path? You're going to try to understand the illusion that is controlling you. The control matrix called Oz has a path leading to it. Is that the middle path? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Surrendered Dorothy. Fairy there says, sounds like every Grateful Dead concert I've ever been to. What specifically? You mean my sermon? I hope you mean my sermon. Anna Altenfelder, happy Easter from Brazil. Oh, we have somebody from Brazil. We've got a Brazilian everybody. Oh, Anna, you missed my Brazilian parrot, I think. Did you see Lola? I had Lola here. She's from Brazil. I mean, she wasn't born there, but she's Brazilian. That's for sure. So if you're late, the whole point of this is to make sure you're setting an intention to get up early, like an hour and a half before dawn. I mean, how hard is it, really? I mean, is it really that hard to get up an hour and a half before dawn if it's just a once in a 20-year time frame thing? We won't have Pluto with Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn for 1,000 years. And I'm going to incarnate for that time for sure because I want to be here again for it. But 20 years from now, there will be a Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Moon, Venus, Mercury. That's 6 planets all conjunct. I'm pulling that chart up just because I'm proud of myself for remembering that it's September 8th, 2040. It's going to take me a minute to get to it on my computer here. Oh, you know what? I have it set up. This is so geeky. This is so geeky, but this is going to be fun because now I get to pretend like I'm really on Star Trek. If I do this. This is fun for me. I'm going to use this as my, what do they call that on the holodeck? When you've got another screen that you're looking at, it's a readout. This is my iPad software for it's called iPhemeris, my favorite astrological software for the iOS system. iPhemeris, it's like $5 or maybe it's 10 now. So I'm talking about September 8th. If you got astrological software and you want to join along with me, take a look at September 8th, 2040 and tell me what you see. I'm at September 4th. Okay, look at that alignment. It's all in Libra too. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try something that's really advanced here. This is a very advanced tech move. Because I can't share my screen yet. I will be able to do that in future captain's logs. But how does this work? Oh, I think I can do this. Is this right? No. No. Yes. Wait a sec. Okay. Okay. This is just for later. This is just something I'm checking out. I hope you don't mind. I'm sort of figuring out some tech stuff here as we are gathering. September 8th, 2040 at 7:15 p.m. Let's actually go a couple hours before then. Okay, at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on September 8th, 2040, right after sunset, there's an amazing alignment. I am super intending to be here on Earth to take this all in, to take in this amazing alignment. It's Jupiter at 6 degrees Libra, Mercury at 7 degrees Libra, Saturn at 11 degrees, Venus at 14, the Moon at 14, and Mars at 14. That's all within 10 degrees. 6 planets within 10 degrees. And the Sun just set. So that's 7 out of the 10 planetary bodies you can be connecting with, all within an hour. That's amazing. But that's 20 years from now. And so if you don't want to wait 20 years to that one, all you got to do is get out the next 5 mornings and commune with the Moon, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. Incredible. Council of Elders, Super Portal, Part 2. Everybody, 2 cats, Lola and Frida. You have a Lola? Fairy there. You were talking about dancing. Oh. I don't remember now. Okay. So I'm going to draw a couple more cards. I'm going to draw a couple more cards. What do you think of my tech setup? I'm feeling excited about it. Wait. I'm feeling excited about my tech setup. So I just have a question for those of you that are listening. Because sometimes I'm moving further away from the mic, like right now. But I'm mostly staying within a pretty close range. Are you noticing big changes in my volume level? Depending on like right now, I'm here versus a little bit over here versus over here. Much better. Where? When I was here? This is much better? I'm going to move this screen out of the way. I can slide it up like in, I can slide it out of the way like Minority Report. So if I'm more like here, that's probably better. Fairy Tale says stellium. Yeah, it's a stellium. It's a 5-planet stellium. It's going to be a 6-planet stellium 20 years from now. But that one, 20 years from now, no Pluto. So this one is just the most badass alignment for the last 700 years and for another 1,000 years. I'm sure there will be other astrologers out there that might dispute my feelings. Because, okay, so there was a Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto triple conjunction in it was like for less than 4 weeks was it within 10 degrees. Whereas this one's within 10 degrees all year for 10 months. That one was just for a month, and it was great. It still absolutely would have constellated this energy, but not like this. This one's just kicking ass all year long, and this last month happens to be like the most kick-ass month of the alignment. What we've just come through, the climb to base camp, is the most kick-ass part of the year, maybe. Now, later this year, Mars is going to be squaring the whole thing, which will be perhaps like the next unfolding of this. Mars is going to be squaring it. Right now, the Sun is squaring it. And so when the Moon is tighter, we're getting Sun square Moon. It's Sun square Moon on Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto. Oof. Yeah, so it's still really kick-ass all week. I guess that's the point. Let's see. Joss is saying, not as bad was when you were far away before. Now the distance isn't having such an extreme impact on your volume. That's very helpful. Thank you. All rising over my ascendant. I will have just turned 90. Exactly, Bill. 90, at that point, 20 years from now, the technology is going to age regress us, I feel. I think there's going to be amazing tech. I hope it's not just for the elites. But maybe by then the revolution will have been successful in getting the advanced medical technology to the masses. I have to remember to look over here. For those of you who are joining late, I'm monitoring the text over here on my phone, which I have in an amazing. Uh, I'm just having an incredible tech day. For just to let you know, my transits. I'm having this incredible tech day. I didn't expect to be putting all this tech together. I had to download an app, and first of all, I had to download Google Chrome. I had to remember a bunch of passwords. Or if I didn't, yes, I had to experiment with the passwords until I remembered which one it was of the whatever 5 that could be. I had to do that, and I had to figure out which email address goes with my YouTube account, and then they wouldn't take Safari, so I had to download Google Chrome, and that's a whole process. And then I got to make passwords for this thing, and then eventually I got to download this encoding software that works with YouTube live streaming. Whereas earlier I had been reading about YouTube live streaming, I didn't think I was be able to do it at all. So I mean, this is a miracle to begin with. But then I'm also realizing this old. I bought this really cool. It's an iPhone tripod that's got octopus legs, you know, like really strong ones you can wrap around things. But it's a high quality thing. I probably paid $30 for it or something, and it has an arm adjustments where I can be moving my phone. And basically, it's a video camera in all kinds of ways. And so I'm just very excited about that. And then I have this old iPad holder, which I also figured out I can use. And I'm integrating all of it. I'm born with a Mercury, Venus, Uranus triple conjunction. Mercury, Venus, Uranus triple conjunction. And those 3 are between Jupiter on one side and Pluto on the other. I was born in a super portal. I have to just say I was born during a super portal. I chose to dive in here into a super portal, and that's why I'm so into super portals, and that's what we've got this week. It's a super portal. In November of 2040, or September rather, that's a 6-planet super portal. I mean, that's next level. But it doesn't have Pluto. So Mercury is transiting my Mercury, Venus, Uranus. It's opposite. So Mercury right now is at 3 Aries. My Venus is at 3 Libra. My Uranus is at 5 Libra. So it's Mercury opposite Venus, Uranus. So that's a really strong activation transit for the part of my chart that really likes and has pleasure, Venus, with communications technology. I have fun figuring this stuff out. I mean, it's a nightmare. But when it works like this, and I can be going out there live to you awesome people. Bill says, I'd rather not have a chip in my head. Yeah, I hear you. I hope they don't inject it into our bloodstreams with whatever they want to test us for antibodies and give us all kinds of inoculations. Okay, yes, Saturn Pluto can be conspiracy theory territory. Yes, but damn it, if Bill Gates is in charge of all of this, I don't trust that guy. Sorry, Bill. Sorry. You somehow have decided it's okay for you to have like almost as much resources as half of the whole population of this nation of ours. I don't know. I don't feel good about that, Bill. Sorry. Oh, I was trying to... I'll find out later if that worked. Okay. I'm going to draw a couple more cards here. And then I think I'm going to go call it a night. This has been fun. Is everybody going to commit to get out early? Can I see anybody that's going to tell me they're going to get up early? You got to set the intention tonight. You got to see what the weather's going to be like. Josh, I don't know what the weather's going to be like here in San Francisco. I'm optimistic. And let's see if I can do this here real quick. I'm looking at the weather right now. It's partly cloudy. The sun's about to set. Right now it says at 5 a.m. it's supposed to be totally clear skies. So if I were to set the clear intention to get up at 5 a.m., which, the sun doesn't set until, or rise until 6:30. Like I could set my alarm for 4:45. I could make my coffee, be out the door by 5, and then I've got probably at least a half hour before some clouds show up, because it says at 6 a.m. there could be some clouds. So you want to be checking what your weather's going to be like. And then if it looks good, then you set the intention, you get your bag packed, and then it's going to happen. You get excited about it. And what I'm going to do, what I have been doing, is you take your tarot cards with you out under the sky, and maybe right before the sun rises, after you've communed with Mars and Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto and the moon. The moon brings the relational quality, the sense that you're connecting. It's like you're emotionally connecting with the dimensions of these planets that have a nurturing, caring, supportive capacity. Like I feel that Saturn has a capacity to nurture and care for us in certain ways. She's like the caring force that matures us, the maturational care force, the mother force that matures us. But then it's like, how does Mars care for us? That's what we're in council about. We're connecting with Mars and seeing how can you support me to understand and take action with regard to whatever's happening here. Anyway, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, set the intention, get up early, and take your time, because if you spend more time, just like nobody could go to church today. I mean, I don't know if anybody saw it. I actually didn't see it, but the Pope apparently gave a sermon it was empty. I mean, what a profound image. And Antonia Bocelli singing in the Duomo in Milan to no audience present in person. It's so intense. So, I mean, it's been an unusual Easter, and because you didn't get to go directly to church, if it's allowed where you are, to get out to the Sky Church and pray to your elders and make sure you stay distant from anybody that might be close to you. And anybody that's exercising, you don't want to be close to them. So that's why I'm trying to get up really early to avoid people. I'll probably wear my mask tomorrow. I don't want to. Oh, look who came. Here's the next card. Queen of Fire. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The Queen of Fire is when you share your creative life force. If anybody's new out there to my channel, my YouTube channel, this is what it's all about. She's my inspiration, the Queen of Fire. That's Moon with Mars. It's Moon with Jupiter. See, she's generous with her abundant gifts, her creativity. She shares it. That's the Moon, is the caring and the sharing. But the Mars is the fire. It's being lit up. And Jupiter is the abundance, her royal crown, her golden bangles. And Pluto is how she's a part of nature. And Saturn is how she's mature. She is a mature form of consciousness. What the Queen of Fire is all about. It's a mature, royal capacity that we develop into. And it's what it feels like when our creativity is really happening at a higher level. And I feel like I started this YouTube channel back in 2012, I think. 2011, at first I did it just to put out my podcast, Correlations. It was a lot easier to put it up on YouTube than to try to get it set up with iTunes, and it used to be way harder to get podcasts out there. So I just went with YouTube, and I also posted some other videos here, but I wasn't super attentive to YouTube in certain ways. But lately I've been trying harder to get people on board this starship. And since last September, when I started putting out more regular videos, there's been over 300 new people to come on board this amazing Star Cruiser. And so I feel like the Queen of Fire is very appropriate to what's been happening for me here. So I feel like this is a creative outlet for me. I love just being creative. I like shooting videos. I like talking about astrology. I like shuffling tarot cards. And if I can put it all together and then share it with people, it's amazing. But I have to not go too fast because I love turtles. See, this card is so important when we're going through traumatic losses. That's what I've been aware of, is a Saturn-Uranus thing that I want to talk about more in future videos. One of the key themes that I'm aware of under our current Saturn square Uranus that's been so strong these last couple weeks, for sure, for the last 3 weeks. The last 4 weeks. But Mars came in strong, and first it was conjunct Jupiter and Pluto really strong, and then it moved more on to Saturn. And Saturn has been square to Uranus. In the future, I'll have a share screen option. But it's been Mars activating hard the Saturn-Uranus themes. Uranus has to do with freedom and technology and changes, unexpected disruptions and developments. And it's often when something suddenly changes, that's the sign of Uranus's involvement. And if something suddenly changes in a difficult way, in a challenging way, that's Saturn. Saturn square Uranus can be feeling like the rug's been pulled out from under you. The stable ground that you've been trying to stand on has an earthquake and things are just thrown off. It can be the tower collapsing. It can be old structures that you thought you could depend on collapsing underneath your feet. It's the feeling in Buddhism that there's no ground to stand on. No ground to stand on. And that's one of the things that we can learn during Saturn-Uranus times like we're in. But the main theme that I've kind of finally tuned into, like what is so hard about this for me? Like uniquely hard. The thing, there's so many things that are hard about it. Really, so many. But because I'm an introvert, and because I do stay home a lot, I'm actually really good at what's being required of me. I feel like I've been practicing for this my whole life, staying at home alone. I'm well practiced, but even though I'm a hermit, sometimes at big stretches of my life I've been a hermit, but I love freedom. I have a Venus-Uranus conjunction. I'm born in 1969 under Jupiter-Uranus-Pluto triple conjunction. Like, my love of freedom is extreme, and I really, really value the capacity to do what I want when I want, even if I'm mostly indoors. If I want to go get on a plane and go somewhere, I want to have that freedom. If I want to, walk all the way across San Francisco, I should be free to do so. I never have not been until these last 4 weeks. Right now, I'm not free to walk from my home to the ocean, which is one of the great joys of my life. Not free. I've lost freedoms over the last 4 weeks. Precious freedoms. I've never experienced this kind of freedom loss. And so that means I'm in a grief process, a loss process. I like calling it that more than a grief process. And so I'm like, whoa, I have to feel my feelings around losing my freedoms. And some of them I may have lost or be losing for a long time. Some will come back, but some may not come back as far. The way in which after 9/11, the last time Saturn was opposite Pluto, we lost a lot of freedoms. We chose to give away certain freedoms in return for a feeling of safety. It was a deal that we made, or our leaders supposedly made, especially with something like the Patriot Act. Gave up our freedoms, but then they were supposed to come back, and they kept extending it all the way to now. So that's the danger. When you lose freedoms, if you don't fight to get them back, they might just take them away from you for good. And so that's scary and intense. I'm dealing with that. Yes. What else is staying on here? Oh, there's a lot of comments here. Oh, a lot of comments. Hi. Hi, Fairy there. Yeah, I'm not. Wow, there's a lot of comments here. Thanks, everybody. Oh, somebody. Oh, Maureen is committing for Tuesday. Way to go, Maureen. I'm your witness. I think you had some other witnesses. It's really great to commit to do something with witnesses. I just had a couple more cards pop out. I'm going to share these with you, and then I'm going to go to a couple of oracle cards, and then we're going to call it a night. I think we've been talking about this one, Wheel of Fortune, everybody. Wheel of Fortune. Change. Doesn't that feel like where we're at? Did you see Krakatoa exploded this week? Krakatoa exploded. There's an amazing YouTube video of it. Huge, you remember the huge explosion of Krakatoa in the 1880s? It covered the whole sky with blackness. You could hardly see the sun. That was under a Saturn-Pluto conjunction, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure. Here's the other one that fell out. Maturity. I think this kind of time in history on a planet like the Earth in the third dimension, these kind of moments are why souls incarnate into such shitty situations. It's because of the potential rapid maturational growth process that can happen. If you stay present, if you feel into your feelings, and you try to respond rather than react and stay in flow. Mars gives us strength. It was surreal. I love seeing all the celebrities on YouTube at home doing videos. Everyone looks so ordinary without all their PR glam. I love that. It's so true. It's like we're seeing through all of that glamour. I think glamour is a kind of Neptune thing. Glamour is a Neptune thing. And Saturn-Pluto just makes things super real. Like, this is it. We're here. We're all mortal. We're all in a deadly situation. Some with more access to healthcare than others. But it's like it cuts through all the bullshit because everybody's kind of equally vulnerable in a way. Bill Strider is in. Christy Gardner says, I'm a ritual pre-dawn walker, so you're just naturally going to see this all week. Been raining all week, so crossing fingers for the skies. Me too. There hasn't been a clear morning since a week ago Friday, so 10 days since a good morning for sky watching in San Francisco. I'm realizing recently just like how rare it is to be able to see the sky in San Francisco. I mean, there's lots of times in a 365-day period for some good sky watching, but you got to be on it. You got to be ready to go. It's like surfing. Like there's only good weather to get good waves occasionally. But surfers love those waves so much, they're always ready to get out the door and catch the waves. So you want to have a good place to see the sky, then you're going to pay attention to the weather, and then you got to hope that everything's clear, and then you get your butt out the door and you see it. We're all in the same boat. That's true, Mello. Fairy there definitely makes them all seem more human somehow. Yes. My up brother. My UP brother? What does that mean? A friend described the UP Virgo generation, the Uranus-Pluto Virgo generation as the original inoculation to chaos. Yes. Yeah, I think the Generation X, I'm a proud member of Generation X. There's something about Generation X being born in the mid 60s or later into the 70s. I guess from, is it like 65 to 85 is Generation X? I mean, it's quite a generation. I feel like we're tough. I feel like we're kind of tough. And then we got, as we matured, the internet came online, and we were already, I don't know, we got to live in the 70s. We got to grow up in one of the best decades, and we didn't have phones all the time, so we had to figure out how to have fun out in nature. That's what I had to do when I was a kid. I mean, we had Atari, but anyway, what am I saying? Big time change. They can't take the starship away. That's right. We know how to get on the starship, and as long as we have imaginations, we have access to the Star Cruiser. Okay. I had clear sky this morning, mellow, great meditation time, fantastic. Tonight we have rain, same. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be clear here in San Francisco. I mean, I guess I don't know. I could see it happening. I could see it. Okay, a couple of oracle cards. This is it. Oh, look. Sacred Fool. Whoops. That's hard to get it on here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yep, you can sort of see it there without the glare. See here? I think this is an interesting card that came. Of course, for tarot lovers, the Fool is our hero. And this card is reminding us that there's this really sacred dimension to the Fool, who's aware of the puppet masters, but aware that there's a divine purpose in all things. Something like that. There's a divine purpose in all things, and let's see. Did I pick an animal already? I can't remember. Yeah, we did the loon. I got this card earlier. I'm going to share this with everybody. I got this little fella right here. Oops. Raccoon. It's a raccoon. Whoa. Gosh, it's hard to get. Raccoon inventor. Look at those guys. I'll read it. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster. Avoid being the trickster, said Saturn, and practiced integrity. Interesting. So this is a Saturn-Uranus integration. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. I think that's good. Okay. I feel like there's one or two cards left. I'm going to have something to drink. Is there any other questions out there? When did we start all this? How long have I been on? I've been on a while. This has been a long live stream. An hour and a half. Thank you, everybody. This has been fun. Okay, I know what it is. This is the last card, everybody. And then we go to bed. Then we go to sleep and pack our bags for the morning. The weather's going to definitely be good on Tuesday, I feel. Tomorrow's like the trial run. It's the dry run. Tomorrow's the dry run. And then Tuesday is when it really gets going. We're catching the wave tomorrow if we can have clear enough sky. And then Tuesday, we really get moving. I think it's going to be awesome. Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, again, are the peak nights for communing with this Council of Elders Super Portal Part 2. Here we go. Here's what we got, everybody. Oh, here we go. I like this one. Oh, I like what came. This is a Pegasus. It's a Pegasus. It's not actually a unicorn, but it's the Oracle of the Unicorns deck. And earlier, by the way, it was the Sacred Rebels Oracle. That was the Sacred Fool card, and this. I'm trying to remember what this card is from. I'm not finding it. I think it's called Spirit Animal Oracle. I hope. I'll try to get it in the description box later. But here's the card, the Unicorn, Oracle of the Unicorns card. Expansion. Oops. Spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. Look at that. Look at that Pegasus. Okay, expansion. Spread your wings and soar, everybody. Soar up to the sky these next few days. Make contact. Bring through loving messages of guidance. And if you feel moved to share them here in the ongoing, you can add comments later. That would be super awesome. And I am trying to feel into what this whole week is going to be about. I know I'm going to do Instagram Live tomorrow, I think. I might go on tonight just because I'm curious to see if I can do Instagram Live for a minute or two. I have Taro and Lola there. If you don't know me on Instagram, Taro underscore and underscore Lola, Lola. That's my Instagram page. And I've just figured out that I can do Instagram Live videos. And that's really more my tarot home. I'm trying to do more astrology here. I think people expect more astrology on my YouTube channel, but I want to do some tarot here. But I'm going to be going live on Instagram. Follow me there if you don't already. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be trying to let people know when I'm going to be going live, but I'll also schedule some things. Next Saturday, I'm going to do something. I'm not sure if it's going to be on Zoom. I'm going to be putting stuff out to my email list this week about Saturday. Not sure. Maybe it'll just be live on YouTube again on Saturday. Maybe. But I'm going to figure that out. Making big decisions in the next couple of days. Maybe the decisions will be made tomorrow, but some of them are going to be spontaneous. I know there's going to be some prizes. I'm going to give some stuff away on Instagram because I just got 1,000 followers on Instagram and it's worthy of celebration. Started my Instagram page back only 5 years ago, and I put pictures up of Lola and of Maggie Blue, the amazing dog that I took care of for a little while. Maggie Blue is a border collie, right? I think so. Yes, I'm sorry. I only took care of her for a little while. But anyway, that's why I'm going to be doing stuff on Instagram. But I'm going to be doing something more formal on Zoom at some point. And I'm definitely going to be doing something on Monday, April 20th, around 3 p.m.-ish, extending to 4:30-ish, I think. Okay, there you go. Mello's asking, will I ever do a 5-minute Oracle series again? Sure. Yeah, I would love to do that. You mean like on my website?
where I've done a bunch of them. I had this inspiration to do them when I did like 40 of them all in a couple days, and I haven't done as many since then. But yeah, I've been putting a few up on Instagram on my videos there. So I will do 5 minute oracles again. I'll probably put them on Instagram, but maybe I'll post some on my website. Is that it? Have I made all my points? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Blessings, love. I want to hear how it goes with the sky. This is a really good place to leave comments and spread the word about getting up before dawn to see this once in 20 year, once in 1,000 year astronomical event. Bye, Mello. Okay, I think I'm going to sign off. Love, everyone. You're welcome, Tessa. I'm so glad it was fun and insightful. And yes, Anna, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. This was fun. How fun. Well, there's some last comments. See you on Instagram Live. I might be there soon. I don't know. I feel like I'm awake more than sometimes. Fairy there, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Love.